It all starts one afternoon in the summer of 2002 when we went on vacation with my family to a very small town called St. Charles. I would say that it is a ghost town. Really few people live there, and they all act very weird, especially when they see people who are not from there. We stayed in a lodging, my father, my mother, and me. The lodging was really in the middle of the forest, and the nearest house was about 2 kilometers away. The owners of the lodge had a rather odd appearance and an even weirder smell, but I thought that was very common in the villages where few people live. That night, the sky was very covered by clouds, although you could see the entire moon without any problem. There was so much wind that the windows made random noises. As there is no television, much less internet signal, I decided to go to bed and sleep. That day had been quite long, and I was already somewhat tired. The only source of light in that small room, which was made almost entirely of wood, was the moonlight, which passed through the window. It was all really dark, and thanks to that same window, they formed some terrifying shadows. But I decided to ignore that, since it is something very common, really. I just closed my eyes and fell asleep quickly. I will have slept about 3 hours when I woke up from nothing very agitated and with perspiration throughout my body. I calmed down quickly since I usually have these sleep problems sometimes. I looked at my watch and it was about 2:30 a.m. I decided to get up for a glass of water to lower the perspiration in my body. As I passed through the hall, I looked briefly at my parents' room and they weren't there, nor anywhere. So I thought maybe they would have gone to buy something, but then I remembered that the nearest service station was 2 kilometers away from the house. I began to worry about that, and at the same time, a chill ran through my whole body. At the same time, I left the glass on the table and thought about what to do. It was really a despair. I didn't have any kind of means to communicate with them, or with anyone. Then I feel that a little wind hits my neck, and when I turn around, I see that the door of the house was slightly open. When I approached to see, I realized that it had not been left open by accident, but had been forced, since his lock was slightly broken. I decided to check the bathroom, since I had not been there yet. When I arrived, I found a slight stain of blood on the floor in front of the mirror, and there I realized that something was not right. When I decided to open the bathtub to check it, I hear a noise coming from the door that was closed. I was running towards there since I thought my parents had returned, and when I got there, what I saw left me completely petrified from the little toe to the last hair of my head. There was a guy in front of the door that was already completely open. I could only see it a little thanks to the moonlight that hit him on his formidable back. It was a guy, if it can be called like that. At least 2 meters high, he had wounds, blood, and burns all over his body, besides giving off a putrid and disgusting smell. But the worst of all is that the subject had what looked like a fairly rusty lumberjack axe in his left hand. In his other hand, he brought my mother, already dead, dragging her hair. The subject simply stood still looking at me, waiting for me to do something or react. When out of nowhere, an instinct in me made me run at full speed towards the room, and thank God the window was open, so without thinking twice, I jumped and started running at full speed towards the forest, looking back at that damn man running behind me. So I decided to run even faster. I was not going to let that guy get away with it, so I went to the road that was half a kilometer from where I was, and I stopped the first truck I saw. Obviously, the killer was not allowed to see. He only hid among the trees in the forest, and I never saw him again. The truck driver left me at a police station. When I told the police what happened, they did not believe me. But they also went out to investigate and said there was no sign that a murder had happened, and that the only thing they found was a forced door. But it could have been anything. They left me 6 years in a damn psychiatric, and I'm still thinking about what happened that night. Now I'm 22 years old and nobody believes my story.